The future is built on potential, but for an entire generation, that power is often left unclaimed. A fire starved of air, so one person stepped forward, alone, from this city, Melbourne, with an impossible decree to forge the largest youth mentorship network the world has ever conceived. The vision is grand, but the reality is grit. The long silence before the breakthrough. This is the foundation. This is behind the greens. The clock is ticking, but can one relentless vision ignite a revolution big enough to span the world?
Now I'm rolling windows down and still looking down for you.
Let's go! Justin Bieber new album.
Accountability, like creating a culture where, we hold each other accountable is really important. So even stuff like this, you want people to show up as much as possible.
100%, because there's a lot of fluff always, and it's like, how can we just focus on the important things? And culture, connectiveness, the way that I define is like the behaviours you take when no one's watching, when you don't have to.
This is a video I'm filming to show that building something great, building something special, achieving big goals isn't always pretty. And some people may call me a psycho, but I am doing what I have to do to get a job done. And this is me, locked in, coffee, water, Hydralite, book, laptop, whatever, curtains closed, headphones on. And sometimes that's what it takes. And this is how I do my best work. So it's not me being depressed or anything, but this is how I do my best work. People see the outcomes, the glory, the shiny lights, the Instagram posts and whatever, but that's not what it always is, or it's never is, behind the scenes. So this is my setup. This is how I'm going to be productive, and this is how I lock in, and this is how I build things that are worth building. And the work's not going to get done unless I do it. So it's not always pretty.
Recently, I had a little thought tonight, an evening thought, I've titled it. And I'm just going to read it because why not? And this is my 9th of September, 6:18 p.m. evening thought. We are often told to ignore our thoughts. Thoughts are fleeting. They only exist if you give them attention. But I think our thoughts are the lighthouses to our life. I spend so much of my time focused on a task at hand, so it's very rare that I open the floodgates to my mind, to allow my thoughts to wander. Some are positive, some are creative, some are doubting thoughts, others are challenging me, and a lot of them are exposing parts of me I want to change, things I'm uncomfortable with, unsettled by, or not quite content within. But these thoughts are the lead indicators to where I need to take action. So instead of blocking out the negative thoughts and putting your head in the sand pretending they don't exist, hoping that because you can't see them, they'll walk away, listen to your thoughts and let them lead you to the path of action, and continue to water the positive ones. The reason I wrote that, a couple of things, but after spending a bit of time in Bali, I spent a lot of time in my thoughts. And as I mentioned in there, it was like, it's a very common said thing to like ignore your thoughts and, forget about your negative thoughts, block them out, blah, blah, blah. But being in Bali, I spent a lot of time just open my mind up to whatever entered my brain. And a lot of the negative thoughts, for one, ended up being a lot of the things that I realized I need to change and action and work on, whether it's personal, whether it's business, whether it's whatever else. But then naturally the positive ones as well just like overwhelm me with excitement and joy of where I'm heading. But I think what I've found in this world of, running a business and being an entrepreneur and whatnot, and being in such a mission heavy world, is that my thoughts tend to be the lead indicator of like what to do next. And my intuition, my gut, my heart has gotten me so far, and every action that I take is always based on what's inside of me. And now a lot of the time just allowing myself to sit in my thoughts and just see what I don't feel comfortable with. And usually those thoughts, those feelings are the number one most important thing for me to focus on. So I'm not saying that, you should stew your brain with negative thoughts, but don't be afraid of your thoughts. Sit in them, listen to them, bleed good ones, continue to bleed and breed the good ones. But don't be afraid of the negative ones. Rather use them as an indicator of how to direct your actions. That's me. 11:15 on, what day is it? Tuesday night.
Nothing short of brilliant, Harry.
I can't afford to be spending like one-on-one time doing all that pre-onboarding stuff. Like I want to essentially do the training where they're 80% competent for the calls and we're just going to do role play, practice calls, and then you're good to go. I love and am obsessed with Steve Jobs, and I always have been, but recently I've taken a bit more of a deeper dive into him and reading his biographies and watching his interviews and all that, and I love the way he thinks and operates. And one quote mantra that he used to live by is,
I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today?
and if the answer is no a few days in a row, then something's got to change. And today I asked myself that question. If today was my last day, would I be doing what I'm doing? And hell yeah. From the outside, it's like, I'm going to be sat at my computer all day. I'm going to go boxing at 5 o'clock and then, a lot of just work and grind. But what I'm building today is, scripts and playbooks and frequently asked questions and a bit of a knowledge base for the team. And I'm going to finish this today after working on it the last couple of days. And when I'm finished it, if I also die tomorrow, I can hand this to someone and they know everything and anything about Blues and Greens, and that's going to allow Blues and Greens to operate without me. And that's a dream. So although from the outside, it's a pretty standard day, sit at my desk working and boxing and things like that, but I love those standard days and I love what I'm doing. And something like this is meaningful, and the work that I'm doing today will outlive me forever. So in answer to my question, yes. And that's all I got. It is 10:23 on a Wednesday night, and I'm filming right now because I want to share what my life has been like since I got back from Bali 4 days ago, 3 days ago. And it's honestly been waking up at 7, starting work at 8, and finishing work at midnight. People are going to see this or hear this and be like, this guy's crazy, he needs some help. I hope he's having some downtime, rest, things like that. But I love it. And I feel so energized and I'm getting so much done, and what I'm doing is so meaningful. And I've got staff starting on Monday, which is why I'm locked in, and yeah, I'm loving it. And I feel, refreshed and full of so much drive since coming back from Bali. I'm still doing the things I love. Had boxing today, but this is what I love the most. And if I could do this every day, I would. There's some days where I don't want to do it, and I don't. But right now, I'm in a patch where, 8 till midnight, 16 hours. I'm awake 16 hours and I'm pretty much working the whole time. I'm awake maybe 18 hours. Whatever it is, 17. Let's go. Guess who just recorded 90 minutes worth of training and onboarding modules and videos, and realized the mic wasn't on and working until I went to upload them. Me. That's what I did. Never will make that mistake again. 90 minutes, I reckon it was. Maybe even longer. Of videos, training modules, and I was exhausted. And then I listened to them and I didn't have any sound. Time to do them again. Fuck.
Eventually.
Holy shit. I am so exhausted. I just spoke to a camera for about 3 hours, even a bit longer, I think it was. champagne problems. I get to speak to a camera. Like now, flip that. What I just did there was create a onboarding portal for the discovery calls. And, I spent a couple hours this morning, a couple hours last night, many hours over the last few days building this and preparing for this, and now it's there, or it's going to be there soon. Who knows that there could be 1,000 people who come through this and do this onboarding, and those 1,000 people could impact 1 million people's lives. And it's pretty cool now thinking about it. Like, shift that mindset of being like, wow, I just got to make something which is going to be the infrastructure for like the most important role for who knows, decades to come potentially. So pretty special. It excites me to know that so many people come through this and feel equipped to step into such an important role. And something that I want to really breed big in Blues and Greens is that every single person who steps foot into our community leaves as a better human. So whether that is a parent on the phone, regardless of the outcome of if Blues and Greens can be the right fit, whether that's a new team member, the members, the mentors, anyone, I want to make a space where we're creating better human beings, because that's what life's about. Very special. Time to close these blinds and get to work. Joking. I'm not joking. If today was my last day on earth, would I be doing what I'm doing today? And the answer is yes. And that's because I am at about day 4 of training a new team member at Blues and Greens. And I say that today could be a big day in getting them up to scratch, getting them ready to go. So if today was my last day, I now can let someone else be competent to continue to deliver Blues and Greens at scale to hundreds of families long after I'm gone. So regardless, I essentially the last few days been training up someone new, so it's been a bit of a different schedule for me, which has been cool, I guess, in terms of learning new approaches and whatnot. And all is well, all is going well, and I'm starting to realise just how important nailing this is. People is the number one thing to making this reach a scale that I dream of it reaching, and me as one person can only do so many things. So investing in the right people and bringing awesome people on board is what's going to make Blues and Greens great beyond where it's at now, which is essentially a team of 30 odd people now. So wait until it's 300.
I don't think that should ever be an option, and I think that starts with young men feeling like they're loved, they're cared for, they got someone in their corner, and that's our role. We're not therapists, we're not psychologists, and we're here to be a light for a lot of boys who are in a bit of a dark tunnel.
Hi everyone. My name's you can probably tell by the accent I am from the UK, so I've been in Australia for about 5 months now. So I suffered a lot in silence, and that led to some quite difficult experiences at a young age. I've had some pretty intense experiences, I suppose, but I then managed to get the psychological help. So I think, one of the key people that helped me out of that place was a therapist, and I can't speak more highly of, I know how difficult it is to find someone to really connect to, but therapy is that kind of long-term, deep-rooted psychological support. That's a bit about me.
No, very beautifully articulated. And some of us come from backgrounds of our own struggles, right, and getting our own rock bottoms, and sort of articulated his story quite powerfully there. But I like what you said there, George, on connection. It sounded like in a moment of rock bottom for you, that the thing that pulled you out was connection, and how difficult it can be to find that. And us at Blues and Greens is above anything else. Our number one focus is connection. And
if you're anything like me, you're very ambitious and you expect a lot of yourself. You want to strive towards big goals, big achievements, big feelings. And I wanted to just use this as a moment, not only for myself, but to my future self, to anyone else watching, just to pause and I'm sitting here in an apartment in Melbourne all on my own, and I have my own business. I work for myself. I love what I do. I have over 30 people at Blues and Greens now. And me 3, 6, 12, 18, 24 months ago would have absolutely dreamt to be in this position. All I ever wanted to do was, have my own apartment. All I ever wanted to do was work for myself and not have a boss. All I ever wanted to do was live a life that I love, and that's what I'm doing right now. But I think because of the fact that I constantly expect more from myself and always are looking forward to how can I make this even greater, it's easy just to forget, where I am now. And if you had to put this in front of me 12 months ago, I just would have been, oh my God, what the hell, amazing. This is, I can't believe it. But yeah, I just wanted to, take a moment just to really just recognize that and reflect of holy shit, I really am living out my dream, and I'm happy with this, so happy. And I'm sure, like I said, I'm going to continue to strive towards bigger goals and set stronger expectations on myself. But I just wanted to continuously remind myself to just pause for a moment, to stop and just to really remember what I used to dream of. And that's literally the life that I'm living right now. So pretty incredible. You should do the same thing, because I guarantee you, you're living a life that, past you, younger you, used to absolutely dream to be in that position. It is 21st of September, 10:48 p.m. and it's a Sunday. But I wanted to just say how happy I am with where Blues and Greens is sitting. And it feels as though things are maturing a lot. People are in the right places. SOPs, infrastructure, systems, processes are beginning to come together. And I just feel so happy and confident and excited by, one, where we are today, and gee whiz, I can't believe I've, built it to where it's at, but also where it's going to be tomorrow. And yeah, I just go to sleep at night, one, with a lot of ideas and what else I could be doing and stuff, but also I do go to sleep with a lot of pride and just joy that there's other people across Australia who were strangers to me not so long ago, maybe still are strangers to me, and are talking about Blues and Greens at the brekkie table or the dinner table or whatever. So I just know just how much of an impact it's having on so many people's lives, and I just think it's pretty incredible. But yeah, these last few weeks just feel as though things are maturing a lot. I feel like I'm maturing so much by the day, by the week, and I can feel myself maturing. But what I think that really is just absorbing the lessons, learning from different people, learning from myself, learning from my mistakes. And I'm proud of myself because, I can just see myself adjusting to this life. But I just wanted to make a quick little note to myself that, it's been a huge period, and I'm really proud of where things are shaping up to be. And, this next couple of weeks, same again. I say it every Sunday, but, new people coming on board, new training, some formalization of some things that have been in the pipeline for a while, and life's just exciting. And I choose to do this. I choose to sit here at 10:51 on a Sunday night thinking about work, typing stuff on my computer. It just literally died. That's why I've got this out. And I choose it wholeheartedly, voluntarily choose it. So for that, I'm grateful, and that's a gift I will continue to choose for the rest of my life.